No.
It's story time.
It's story time.
Alright, quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Oh, hey kiddo, how's it going? This is for Tyler. He wanted the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, but the library was all out because it's a very popular book, apparently. I'll have to catch it when I catch it. But now they have a Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, same author, right? But this is Rowley's journal, okay? This is Rowley's journal. We're going to dig into this a little bit and see how it goes. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready? Excited?
Yes.
That is a heart. You did a good job. All right, let's get to it. Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. Rowley Jefferson's journal. Here it starts off with a little picture. It says, "Hi, I'm Rowley Jefferson." That's a pretty good pictures they drew. I'm not helping you, child.
I am.
You got to do it. I told you no more getting up on that counter, woman. All right, you ready? It says right here, my first entry of them together says best friends. All right, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Rowley Jefferson, and this is my diary. I hope you like it so far. I decided to start a journal because my best friend Greg Heffley has one, and we usually do the same stuff.
I drink all my milk.
Okay. And we usually do the same stuff. Oh yeah, I should mention that me and Greg are best friends.
This heart. This a heart.
I'm sure you're probably like, well, tell me more about this Greg guy, but my book isn't about him, it's about me. The reason why I call my book Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid is because that's what my dad is always saying about me. And this is a picture of Dad, and he's saying, Rowley, you're an awesome friendly kid.
And what about the mother?
I reckon that's her right there. All right, let's read more.
What about a boy?
Like I mentioned already, Greg is my best friend, which makes my dad my second best friend, but don't tell him that because I don't want to hurt his feelings. That's probably a good call. We are best friends, son, right? Pat, pat. And he takes a big old gulp. Now that I brought up my dad, I should mention that he doesn't seem to like Greg all that much, and the reason I get that feeling is because my dad's always saying it. I do not like Greg. But that's only because my dad doesn't really get Greg's sense of humor. See, they're throwing eggs at his car. Yeah, I'd be mad too. That's cheeky behavior, don't you think? Yeah.
I don't want them to throw at my car.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I want to play on Twitter.
Okay, hold on. Right now, you're probably thinking, hey, Rowley, I thought this book was supposed to be about you. Well, you're right. So from now on, I promise there's going to be a lot more Rowley in here. The first thing you need to know about me is that I live with my mom and dad in a house at the top of Surrey Street, which is the same street my best friend Greg lives on. I already talked about him, about my dad, but my mom is pretty great too because she feeds me healthy food and helps me keep my body clean. Well, that's what most moms do. That's a good job, yeah. Every morning I walk to school with my friend Greg. We usually have a total blast when we're together, but sometimes I do things that annoy him. Stop whistling! But what really gets on Greg's nerves is when I copy him. So I'm probably not going to let him know about this journal because it's just going to make him mad. Anyway, writing in this book is a lot of work, so that's all I'm going to do for today. But tomorrow I'll probably put a little bit more Greg in here because, like I said, we're best friends. My second entry. Okay, so bad news. Greg found out about my diary. I guess I felt kind of proud that I had my own journal and I wanted to show him, but like I predicted, it made him mad. Greg said I totally ripped him off and that he was gonna sue me for stealing his idea. I said, well, go ahead and try, because you're not the first person to write in a diary. Then Greg said, it's a journal, not a diary. And what happened with my own book? and whacked me with my own book. I told Greg if he was gonna be a jerk, then I wouldn't say nice things about him in my journal. Then I showed him what I wrote so far. At first, he seemed annoyed because I always forget to draw noses on people, but then he said my book gave him an idea. We shouldn't hit people. That's not nice. It's not nice of him to hit him with the book. Greg said one day he's going to be rich and famous and everyone will want to know his whole life story. And he said I could be the one to write it. I said I thought that's what your journal was for. And he said that's his autobiography. But my book could be his biography. Greg said there's going to be a lot of biographies about him one day, but he'd give me the chance to write the first one. I thought that sounded like a good idea because I'm Greg's best friend and no one knows him better than me. So I'm going to start this book over with a new title. And now the main character is going to be Greg instead of me. But don't worry, I'm still going to be in it a lot too. Diary of Greg Heffley by Greg Heffley's best friend, Raleigh Jefferson. Early life. Most biographies about presidents and famous people start with a chapter called Early Life. Well, the problem is that I didn't meet Greg until the 4th grade, so I don't know a lot about what happened to him before then. I've seen a few photos hanging on the walls in Greg's house, and from what I can tell, he was a regular baby. And if he did anything important when he was little, you really can't tell from the pictures. Anyway, fast forward to right before the start of 4th grade, and now this biography is going to get a lot more detailed. We used to live in a whole different state, but then my dad got a job and we had to move. My family bought a new house at the top of Surrey Street, and we moved in over the summer. The first few days, I didn't leave the house because I was scared about being in a new place. Oh, we get that feeling sometimes. I know you're probably wondering, well, when is he going to meet Greg? Well, just wait, because I'm getting to that part. My mom said maybe I should try to make some friends, and she even bought me a book called How to Make Friends in a New Places to help me do it. The book had all kinds of things like knock-knock jokes to help a kid like me meet new people, but the trick in the book really didn't work on Greg. Knock, knock. Hey, I said knock, knock. Did you hear me say knock, knock? Mom, there's some weird kid at the door. Luckily, me and Greg became friends anyway. I told Greg I lived in a new house at the top of the hill, and he said that was kind of bad news for me because when our lot was empty, he planted a flag there. So now he owned my house plus everything in it. But later, my dad told me that wasn't true, and then he went to Greg's house to get my bike back. Oh, Lord, he took his bike. This Greg character, he's a piece of work. I'm pretty sure that's the first time my dad told me what he thought about Greg. I do not like Greg. But I like Greg a lot. He's always doing hilarious things to make me laugh right after I take a big gulp of milk. Plus, Greg is always playing wacky pranks on me, and they usually make me laugh pretty hard, too. I don't get it. Oh, he put his ice cream on his head. You shouldn't do that to other kids. Anyway, so I'll bet you can tell why me and Greg have been best friends since the 4th grade. I even got us a locket to make it official, but Greg says those things were for girls, and that's why he won't wear his half. Well, I could probably fill up a whole book with all the zany things me and Greg do, but since this is his biography, I should probably write some stuff about his family. Greg has a mom and dad just like I do, but they're pretty regular parents, so I don't have a lot to say about them. But Greg isn't an only child like me. He's got an older brother named Roderick who has a rock band called Loaded Diaper. Some of their songs have swears in them. So my mom and dad won't let me be at Heffley's house when Roderick has practice. Greg also has a little brother named Manny, who's only 3. And don't ask me why, but the first time I went to Greg's for a play date, Manny randomly pulled down his pants to show me his hiney. Now every time I see Manny, he acts like we have this big secret or something, which makes me feel uncomfortable. Should you show your butt to people? Oh, that's gross. Anyway, I guess that wraps up the first chapter of Greg's biography. And if you're thinking, Rowley, when are we going to get to the exciting parts? Then just wait. Okay, well, that's it for right now. We'll have to read some more of this a little bit later. Everyone else is getting antsy and squirrely to go play outside. So let's go ahead and get to it. What do you think?
Let's get shoes on.
Let's get shoes on. All right, socks and shoes on. All right, you guys, thanks for sticking around. Come back. We'll read some more. See you next time. Bye.